Welcome back to another episode of the House Husband Diaries, the House Who's Bond Diaries. As always, I am your host, Carter C. And today, we've moved off of the directions, the seasons, and all of that jazz. And we're back on some kind of themes of keywords, looking at different words in the book and the thrill of the chase. And so what I thought I would do in this episode is kind of combine. So some of these words where there's maybe not too many mentions of a word, but I think it might, potentially be an important word or something to look at. I'll combine them. And so I was looking at confidence because Forrest says the searcher will go with confidence when they, studied the poem and read the book enough times. You'll go right straight to the treasure chest with confidence. And then courage. There's also some mentions of discourage and encourage, but those are all courages. But courage, because no place for the meek. And then knowledge. So I'm going to go through those three in this episode. We'll look at them. There's a decent number of references, so I'll be doing some flipping. And as I've been saying the last week or so, I'm getting this push. I'm going on this push, trying to get 1,000 subscribers. And by my 40th birthday, it's the end of May. So the subscriber numbers have been going up, super encouraging. Thank you so much for those of you that have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed and you're still watching, you're enjoying the content, it only takes 2 seconds. Just go over there, click subscribe. You don't even have to click the notifications bells or whatever. But just hit subscribe. It'd mean a lot to me. Say happy birthday. Just do it for the birthday. Even if you don't like me and my content, just for the birthday, as a little free present to me, I really appreciate it. And yeah. That's all. So without further ado, we'll get to confidence, courage, and knowledge. Page 13. So down at the bottom, he's talking about, actually, there were 2 reasons why I never got around to writing my book. One was because I always had other important things to do, and making plans is antagonistic to freedom. But the other reason was more important. My self-confidence was really down at the bottom. Now, why do you think Forrest would put that in there? There's 2 reasons why he doesn't write J.D. Salinger's book or finish, his version of Catcher in the Rye. And self-confidence should have a hyphen, right? Self-confidence, it doesn't. I know it's not about the punctuation. And he does, he's all about freedom. But why would you say that your self-confidence was really down at the bottom? If you go with confidence, so his confidence was down at the bottom, up your creek, you got to go down somewhere, down, canyon down. There were 2 reasons why I didn't write this book. One is because there were other important things, and why would I make plans? I want to be free. But he obviously made a lot of plans, right, in life, and he fulfilled them. That's how you're successful. But then the other one is, and he's written like a dozen books now. This was like 8 or 9. I can't remember what number it was. But then the other reason is your self-confidence is really down at the bottom. It's just an interesting, maybe that's how J.D. Salinger wrote, and that's how Holden Caulfield was talking in Catcher in the Rye. I don't know. I haven't looked at that book, and I don't plan on looking at that book ever again. I haven't looked at it since high school or middle school or sometime. So, anyway, I just thought that was interesting. All right, page 14, next page. So I started to figure things out. So now he's figuring things out. Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. And I had a lot of that. Imagination, I mean. So he says we need a little imagination to find the treasure chest. But I don't, when we start talking about imagination, where does imagination come into play? If it's more important than knowledge. But then Forrest has also told us that if we're going to, the best way, his best advice is to read the poem, read the book, read the poem over and over and over, and then go back, read the book slowly, and then just keep doing that. I guess he thinks that advice would be if you just did it one time, but you keep going over and over, building knowledge. Then where do you put your imagination? Obviously, Forrest does have a lot of imagination. He just takes the D out of knowledge later on in the book. He does, some of these stories are sort of metaphors to other things. They connect with other stories in ways that most people aren't picking up on, or nobody's picking up on. So if imagination is more important than knowledge, and that's sort of an inside joke, then maybe imagination is more important than reading everything over and over. Even though he's told us to read everything over and over, maybe what's more important is imagination. Instead of saying, here's hot water, here's a hot spring, here's this canyon, maybe the most important thing is imagination, thinking the right things, imagining the right things. Okay, page 26. Halfway down. My father once told me the greater part of knowledge is knowing those things not worthy of knowing. Now, why would he tell me something like that? He just said it right out. I don't really think there's anything there. The greater part of knowledge is knowing those things not worthy of knowing. Who deems something worthy of knowing? That seems, it doesn't really seem like that would be hemming us in. But I don't know. It's interesting. Maybe he was thinking that if I could just somehow get by in life, I'd be way ahead. If you're just getting by, how are you way ahead? Low expectations. All right, page 75. This is the first of two instances that have multiple different words. So I put stars by them. Page 75. I love this little poem, I guess. Courage wears a crimson coat, trimmed in trappings bold. Treasures bold. Courage wears a crimson coat, trimmed in trappings bold. Knowledge dons a dress of note, fame's cloth is gold. Far they range and fair they roam, much they do and dare, while gray-gowned patience sits at home and weaves the cloth they wear. Yeah. I feel like that's something neat, but not able to pick it out just yet. Page 83. Another good paragraph. So, we're talking about confidence. Let's see here. Is that 83? Oh, yeah, down at the bottom. Sorry, last sentence. Confidence can only come with knowledge and training, although a good ego helps. So confidence can only come with knowledge and training. And he said, we'll go with confidence. So we have to have knowledge. But the greatest part of knowledge is knowing those things not worth knowing, or not worthy of knowing. All right, just a few more. Page 133. It was vital that nobody share my knowledge about the location of the treasure. I'm not so sure that he's the only one that knows. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. 135. Most of those thoughts discourage me because there may not be any more history in the making like there was in the past. It's just talking about the way with population. I don't think there's anything there, but I just put it because there is one in a second that I'll share that's potential. It's just a variation. Page 138. Imagination is more important than knowledge without the D. We all know that. So there's some imagination there. It's a joke. It's what I mean by Forrest is messing with us. He's just messing with everybody. He just likes to play games. Smart. It's intelligent. It's fun. Page 141. She and my daughters, Kelly and Zoe, provided warm comfort. Warm is comfortable. So warm is comfortable comfort. Provided comfortable comfort and encouraged me to fight the despair. Encouraged me to fight the despair that so dampened my slowly passing hours. Through the many bedridden weeks, they were with me, and by me, and for me. They nursed my weakened confidence all along the mucky trail that I thought was disappearing into the black abyss of medical odds. I don't know if y'all thought that sentence was interesting, but I've thought that sentence was interesting a bunch, and then doing these themes, coming back to it. He's got weakened confidence again. Why would his confidence be weakened by the cancer? Confidence in who he is as a person, confidence in his health. Would your confidence be weakened, or would your body be weakened? But then you have strong resolve to fight it. So they nursed my weakened confidence all along the mucky trail. Mucky trail? Is there a trail? That I thought was disappearing into the black abyss. Canyon? Abyss? Canyon down? Mucky trail? No place for the meek? All right, last mention. Page 143. I hope my age has pushed me far enough ahead so as to discourage even a most persistent chase. I think there are plenty of people that are persistently chasing this treasure. And it's a lot of fun. And at this point, I don't know everybody else's opinions or in terms of how you're going about your solves. I'm just trying to take all the information in the book, put it out there, put it into some sort um, of just non-biased, just here's information that connects, and here are the stories that connect, and just go through and keep reading the poem, keep memorizing the poem, reciting it to myself on road trips, whenever, and then keep doing these videos. I mean, this keeps me honest, to keep me thinking about things, keep looking at things. And at this point, I'm not, we talk about in some videos and stuff, we talk about, oh, where's your search state, what are you, that's just, those are just things that are fun to talk about. But at this point, I don't really have a state. I think it's most likely in New Mexico. I can very easily see Wyoming or Montana. Colorado is the one state that most people don't talk about. It's not in the book. It could be there, but I don't think having a search state helps. If you just say, well, I think it's in the state, because the point is to be unbiased and to say, okay, where does the poem and where do the hints in the book lead me? And that could be Colorado, and be open to all of it. And so I think that's where working through all of this and reading and trying to think about aberration. There's so many aberrations. So what's an aberration, right? Maybe it's the God's honest truth, right? Maybe there's so many far-fetched things and whatever, that maybe the aberrations are the truth. But he says truth is 85%, so that wouldn't necessarily coincide. But I'm just trying to think outside the box, not getting out of the box. Just trying to think, use my imagination, hear what people are saying and see what people are writing. And I don't really spend any time on Reddit or not on Facebook. So I don't look at any of that stuff anymore. And I watch some videos. But, if Forrest says there's something that everybody's not thinking about, then I'm trying to think and throw out ideas that people aren't thinking about. Let's talk about something new. And if we're not talking about something new, then let's talk about it. Let's figure out something new and see if we can't crack this thing. So as always, I really thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel. Help me get to 1,000 for my 40th birthday. Do a boots on the ground. And, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I enjoy it. I enjoy communicating back and forth, building a small community here at the House Husband Diaries. So, as always, I hope y'all have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.